Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Izzy? All right?
I'm good. How are you, Dom?
I'm cool. Welcome back to the Bad Apples podcast. Me and Izzy here
Welcome.
talking about misconducts and jazz. Um, I'm gonna kick it off with the Telegraph. The Telegraph. I have to take my phone out for this one because there's some quotes that are really interesting. The Police Federation. Sorry, the heading, the title. Weed out those not tough enough for police with rigorous mental tests, says the union. That's the federation. We don't actually have a union. We wish we had a union. Oh my gosh, if we had a union, we could strike like you lot, Izzy.
Yeah.
Police Federation wants mandatory psychological testing to ensure recruits have the right character to handle demands of the role. Izzy, what kind of character would you like to have? What traits?
In a police officer?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm setting you up, God.
Compassion. It's just ironic because I'm just going to list out all of the policing ethics, really, but which they don't have. But compassion, kindness, caring, courage. Yeah, that's about it. Morals, and strength and dominance.
Dominance? Oof.
No,
Should we want to use that one?
a healthy amount of
Izzy
dominance, like
Izzy
or maybe
wants to be
assertive.
dominated.
No, but assertiveness. Like we can't just have, pushovers. Really, there has to be a sort of dominant sort of side to it. But yeah, that's what. What about you?
Me, I don't know, because to be completely honest, doing the job for however long I've done it, I've lost count. A lot of those things don't matter, and a lot of those things people don't have, and it doesn't mean that you're not good enough to do the job. Unlike what this article says, and a lot of people are saying. Let me read you some more.
Wait.
Go on.
Can I just ask you? So,
Yeah.
if you don't have any of those things, how can you still be good enough for the job?
Okay, let me rephrase. It's not that they don't necessarily have all of those things. You don't need all of those things to be good at the job, because you only need. It's dependent on the situation that you walk into. So
Okay.
just imagine you have someone that's dominant in all those things, or has the majority of those things, but don't have the communication skills, or the empathy, or the sympathy, or the caring. Like, if you're like, no one has all of those things.
Then I don't think you need to have all of those things to be a police officer.
You don't need to have all those things.
I think
to
you
be a police
do.
officer. Nah, you don't.
You do.
You don't.
I think you do.
I don't have all those things. I'm decent enough.
I think if you're in a public facing, but you're decent. So you do have all of those things. But I think if you're in a public facing role, you need to have all those things. Otherwise, don't be in a public facing role.
How about we agree on that you need aspects of all of them, or you need, yeah. I there are officers out there that don't have them, and they're perfectly fine.
No.
I think you just need the awareness.
As long as they're in the right role then for that. So like if you're not very compassionate or kind, okay, go and be a dog handler and don't really speak to the public then, fine. Or maybe they do speak to the public, I don't know. But don't be in a public facing role. If you're on a role that's suited to some of the ethics that you have or whatever, fine. But if you're a public facing police officer, you need all of them. End of.
Let me read you some more. Police officers are calling for all. Wait, police officers are calling for the Federation for all new recruits to undergo rigorous psychometric testing to weed out those not tough enough for the job. Keyword there, tough enough for the job,
Okay.
which is ridiculous, by the way.
Okay.
At the moment, anyone applying to join the force must complete an online application before undertaking a written test and interview. But the Police Federation, England and Wales, which represents rank and file officers, blah, 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 they barely represent us. Well, they just don't represent us well. There you go. That's what I meant. Is cornered. Oh, concerned. Sorry, can't read today. Concerned that too many weak candidates are getting through the process and unable to cope with the job once they join. Okay, cool. Let's touch on that point. Wow. The job when they join. What do they teach you in training school? Do they tell you in training school that you might have to go into Epping Forest and find a baby that's been left there in a bag, and you just need to be tough enough to do it? The answer's no. They don't.
Oh God, yeah. Well, they must do.
Who's tough enough to do it? Who says, where, how do you test to see if you've got the mental fortitude to deal with someone that's a paedophile and they still have children inside their house at the time and they've all been abused and you're the first person on the scene and you have to deal with that?
I'm not tough enough for that because I'd go ape shit. Like I wouldn't be able to. But this is where I think they're going wrong. I think instead of expecting officers to be tough enough, I think they have to meet them halfway and actually focus on maybe not all humans are tough enough for this, so we have to give more support.
No human's tough enough for, like, what? Who is the toughest person that you can think of?
The Rock. I don't know. I would say
The Rock slimmed down now.
I love him. The toughest person will have been through the worst crap, and I suppose the toughest person will probably be a really long-serving officer who's seen a lot. But at the beginning, you're not going to be tough because you haven't come across all of that. So you can't be tough before you've done any of it, because policing does make you tough.
Maybe.
You get me? Yeah.
I don't. So I believe that it can make
do you know
tough.
what they should do? They should give them. What they should do is they should sit down new recruits and put pictures up project pictures up on the wall of really traumatic things. And anyone that says it's too much, then they can't do it. That's absolutely it's really ridiculous. Evil. It's really evil. But that's the only way I can think of finding out who's tough enough. Before.
Here's a question: have you ever done something which would be considered brave or courageous, and after you would never do it again? After the experience you've had after doing it?
Well, I probably would, because I'm only saying that because...
No, I'm asking if you've had a situation like that. Just asking.
I have had a situation, and I would do it again because I had to do these things.
That's cool. I respect you for that. There's loads of situations I'll never do again.
Like what? Give me an example, because maybe I'm not thinking of the right...
my courageousness probably is extended to my family at this moment in time.
So you
because of my experiences. So when you're asking me, would you dive in front of a bullet for this person? Probably not, because my family are more important.
But you would for your family?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Do you see where it extends to? So when people talk about bravery and courageousness, would you run into that burning building? It depends on the day I've had.
I don't think I'd run in front of a bullet for someone, but I think I'd run and try and push them out of the way of it.
Yeah.
So
for me, it's dependent on the day that I've had or the month that I've had, because I have people that I have to look after and
you have responsibilities.
There you go.
I don't.
So now you're asking the question of someone that most people will consider me to be quite brave or whatever. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's dependent. There's nuance behind this. So you could ask me that question. You could run me through the psychometric testing and be like, oh no, Dom's actually 100% the guy that we need. But then when it comes down to it, Dom isn't the person that's going to do the thing you need.
In my head, it's bringing the question... And this is outrageous, and I'm not saying I'm telling you the answer, but should family men and family women be in the police? Because you have responsibilities, so you can't fully put yourself in dangerous situations.
Well, my point was actually more geared towards people change. So the person that you would consider the wimpiest, or what's the title they gave?
Weedy? Was it weedy?
Weed out those not tough enough. The people that are not tough enough to do the job that they will consider aren't tough enough could be the most courageous people of all, because it's dependent on circumstances and the situation at the time.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And things also change.
And also
we're going to end up with Blade Runner, like we were talking about earlier. Every day, you're going to have to walk in. It's funny because you do it on firearms, but not to the extent of Blade Runner. But you get asked the question, are you okay to carry today? Which is essentially saying...
I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying if you watch Blade Runner, you would understand why it is a bad... a terrible idea. They're talking about psychometric testing. Jesus Christ.
Psychometric
testing. And do you really want it to the extent in which the only way you're going to be able to determine whether the person is good enough or still has all of those core values, which most people don't, especially the SLT, is testing them every single day.
But also, how do you even know if it's going to work? Because some people can lie. You're not going to come into work every day and say, yeah, I'm actually struggling because I really hate short people, but you know, like you're not going to be honest about it, or I'm really getting sick of, you know, women at the moment. So you're not going to do that. You're not going to be honest about it. So
that's a really good example is what you used. I'm really sick of women at the moment. No, but it's real though. No, it's real. Yeah. A lot of people would say you're misogynistic. Oh, how can you say that? It's like, no, because my experience in my life right now is that I've had a bad experience with a specific set or group of people or a specific person, and right now I'm attributing it to all women because that's just how I feel. That will probably change.
I mean, I have days where I'm a bit fed up with men.
Yeah,
and
and for those that don't understand what I'm saying, how about you apply it to animals, because it's a lot easier for you, because this associates you from being called a misogynist or whatever. Sometimes you just don't like dogs. Some people may be like, I got bitten by a dog.
Yeah.
So I hate all dogs. And then one day this great dog comes up to you and it saves your life.
Yeah.
And now your whole position has changed to, oh, maybe it was just that one dog, and I actually like all these other dogs. And it's okay. That. And it's okay. So your position can just change based off of experiences that you have. So when they came out, like when the Federation are supporting this BS of you need psychometric training, we need to make sure we can weed out these bad people, I'm all for weeding out officers that have, I would say red biases, flags, but everyone has biases. Like, what the hell is a red flag? Okay, we're going to do it. We're here now. Tell me some red flags, Izzy.
Okay. Okay. I think what can be picked up, I'm not a psychologist, but is body language when you're talking about a specific thing. So, when there's quite a few prolific misogynists online, and when you watch them talk, they have, you know, certain body language, or like, for example, I don't know, if you had an officer come in and sit there and then you started talking about women, and instantly they started getting irritated, like scoffing and rolling their eyes and whatever, that would be a red flag. Or just like, or if we were talking about any marginalised community or whatever, and they were rolling their eyes and scoffing or whatever. Or
could that not just simply be, I'm just doing devil's advocate here, could it not simply be their experience of a specific, just a minute part of that community, and not their view overall, and that's just the way they're displaying it? They have, like, you know,
well, that's not
the
appropriate,
leakage is coming out of their body, and they don't necessarily hate these group of people, but right now they don't like people that have cats.
Okay, well, I don't want officers who possibly do that, because I would like mentally mature enough people to know I don't have to initially respond with hatred for the whole community in a split second just because I can't rationally decide that it's not all of them. Do you know what I mean? Or I feel like I've just rambled, but you know.
Nah.
I don't know,
you just sound like you should be in Blade Runner.
Well, maybe I should, but you know, it's such a good film. But I don't know. I don't know. You're saying everyone has biases.
Mm-hmm. They do. You can tell me you ain't got none, Izzy.
I'm trying to think of what my biases are.
Against police officers?
I don't have a bias against police officers. I have a bias against senior leadership. Shut up. A bias against the New Scotland Yard. I don't know who else I have a bias. I don't. What are your biases? Or do you not want to say? Or maybe you shouldn't say. I don't know.
I'll tell you the ones that I wouldn't get fired for.
You wouldn't.
I don't like people that. I'm trying to actually think of legit biases.
I don't like people who
I'm
walk
mildly
slow.
fattest. Okay, let me delve a little bit deeper into this. I don't dislike fat people as a whole.
You look down on them because you think they should go to the gym and exercise.
No, I don't like people that complain. So we're applying it to fatism because it's easy. But I don't like people that complain about things that they can fix.
Yeah, but it's not just. Sometimes it's in the mental. It's hard. It's hard.
Everything's hard.
Oh, okay, fair. This is fair, but you can't. Should you? So does that mean if you're going to go and respond to a fat person,
I'd never know that they're fat until I get there.
Okay, so you get there and they're a bit fat, and
I'll help them as much as I can.
as much as you can for hating fat people.
It's got nothing to do with hating fat people. I can still think, why are you so big and why don't you go to the gym? But it doesn't matter, and I wouldn't think that. Do you know why? Because they may go to the gym and still be fat. So it's specifically reserved for those that complain. So,
Right, fine.
This is why the bias will never creep into my work as such for victims, because I'm never going to have that conversation with someone that's larger.
Okay, well, what if
and
you
be
go
like, why don't you go to the gym? I don't care if they go to the gym or not. I honestly don't. If you don't want to go to the gym, you don't have to. What annoys me mildly is when they complain about it. I love fat people that go to the gym. They're some of my favorite people.
Yeah.
I look at them as inspiration in the gym.
It's really inspirational.
So that's why it's not. So I always use fattest, but it's not really when you think about it.
But is that a sensible bias to have? Because people can change. Like, you can see them in a couple of weeks and they can be in the gym.
There you go, and then yeah.
So it's a temporary bias.
Not even temporary, because yeah.
So it's a temporary bias because you're being silly.
I'm not being silly. It just annoys me.
I do get that. Okay.
That's it. Is it logical? Probably not.
My bias. Okay, well, I think it's more logical to say, which I would say I have, is that I have a bias towards people that complain and don't do anything about changing it or don't try.
That's literally the same as mine.
That's the same. Yeah,
it's the same as mine. And it's okay. I just applied fattest to it because
you've just given it a niche.
Yeah. But what I want to say, there's actually a test. So I want to know. I'm not asking you. This is a general question out there. The Met Police, they're talking about this psychometric testing, but Harvard have a study. It's a implicit bias test, which I will not be taking. And the question would be, why, if the test has already been out there for some time, by the way, why have the Metropolitan Police not used it? And if they do decide to start testing like that, will they be using it? My answer is no. But what do you think, Izzy?
I think no, they won't. But I would automatically think that because they don't want to spend the money on it. So
it's free. It's online.
Oh, it's free.
You probably can't just nick it.
But wouldn't they need? They would need to pay to get someone to like implement that and the whole process of putting that through. Oh, I don't know.
The Met will do it all backwards because the Met.
They definitely won't be using that. They won't be using that. No way. Because like what you said earlier, then it means,
accountability.
Yeah.
So the issue with it would be so it gives you lists of all these different things that you could have biases against them, and it tests you against them, asking you questions. The problem the Met will probably will run into, not probably, they would definitely run into, is, let's just say, let's use Dom as a hypothetical. Dom has a bias against, I don't know, black people. The Met know Dom has scored a certain level with bias against black people. And then Dom does something which has a black victim and they're not happy about it. They report him. Now it turns out in the papers, because we've gone to misconduct, that Dom has a bias against black people and the Met never fired them. The bigger problem lies in the fact that everyone has biases.
Yeah.
So the Met they're basically doing their own legs here.
Yeah.
So
it's not going to look good for them.
Yeah, it will never, because unless they accept that everyone has biases and not everyone will score highly, let's put it that way, on all of those pillars of courageousness and kindness and all the pillars of the Metropolitan Police, which really aren't pillars. They're more like bamboo scaffolding.
But instead of doing this testing, why can't they just get line managers or team members to report back like every other month or so on their colleagues and how they've responded to things, and just watch them through that? Not like
everyone snitching on
no,
everyone.
but not like an invasive thing.
That's gonna promote trust, isn't it?
No. Like not an invasive thing, but like, just like, say you're a sergeant and you've got a team, and then you have like 10 officers or whatever. And then you invite them back one by one over the month and just say, like, how do you think of your colleagues? Is anyone, like, giving you any red flag? Oh, no one's going to say anything.
Yeah, no one's going to say anything, first of all. And second of all, what makes the sergeant qualified to even do that?
Well, they should be qualified to do that. They should be, like, blue light champion trained, mental health first aid trained, well-being trained. It's not hard. I went on a 2-day course to be blue light champion trained, which people take the piss out of, and I can see you laughing.
Do you think that you're qualified enough to see any of those negative traits?
Definitely.
You think?
I think personally, I think I'm a really good judge of character. Shut up. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I think I can
I'm just
read
laughing because
body
it's fun. You know what it is? I can see the comments immediately. They're gonna come for you, Z. It's fine, I got your back
Why?
there.
Why?
Because they're haters.
Yeah, they are haters, but I don't care because haters make you famous. No, I'm joking.
It's true.
I'm joking.
Well,
I'm joking,
if you ain't
I'm
got
joking.
haters, you're not doing it right.
I'm joking, but no, I mean, I don't know. But how lovely would it be if you could be able to give your colleagues feedback on if you think they're suffering or you think they're not good enough for it? No?
Yeah, well, in a perfect world, that'd be nice, but unfortunately, we just have trash line management. Well, not all of them. There's a lot of good ones.
Some trash peers as well. But I wouldn't have had any... Actually, would I? I don't know. I'm just thinking, if a colleague came up to me and said, do you think you're really suited for the job? I'd be a bit like, what? Like, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, some officers were saying that if they had Hendon open, it would be great. And that's how you weed out most of the people. And it's like...
I don't see how that's going to do anything.
The McPherson report happened in 2001, 2002, 2003. I'm guessing it's one of those because of Stephen Lawrence.
Yeah.
And, that's when Hendon was open. And he found that there was biases against black people, just racism,
exactly.
in the Metropolitan Police. So for all of the old, sweaty police officers saying, oh, we need to bring Hendon back, it was great.
Yeah.
Do they not also forget that they had a panorama of all the racism inside of Hendon? Did you not see it?
No.
Oh my God, you need to watch it. It's hilarious. It was back in like 2003 or something like that.
Maybe I have.
And yeah, it was like all the officers inside Hendon, all the hazing they used to do to each other, all the overt racism. They got a reporter in there. It was it was hilarious. So that's why I laughed so hard when they got back into Charing Cross, because I'm just like, Met Police are a sham.
They've done it twice in Charing Cross, haven't they?
No, so they did once in Charing Cross and once in Hendon.
Oh.
But yeah.
The one just recently was only the first Charing Cross one.
Yeah, that was
I thought there was one before Charing Cross.
No, there's not another Charing Cross one.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, Charing Cross is Charing Cross. The other issue with what was the other issue with Charing Cross? I can't remember.
It was racism or something in the reports.
There's always racism in there, like when they had the racism in the toilets.
So do you think maybe Charing Cross needs to be the testing station for the psych test? Maybe. I don't know. I
think they should do it publicly to the SLT first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But do you know what? I don't know. It's probably different for officers, but I just definitely know when I went on my training, and it's a different role, obviously, but I saw people in there that were definitely not suited for it, and they were never taken out. And that's because the Met need bums in seats.
They do.
And bodies in vests.
And they also need
over than quality
to pay people more. And if they start paying people more, they'll get a better caliber of officer.
Do you think?
But yeah, definitely.
Well, if they pay people more, they'd have to make it harder. Do you not think?
No,
because then we can't just
make it more difficult. You need to make them uphold the values that they want you to uphold.
How are they going to...
difficult enough doing that. Like...
How are you going to do that, though? You can't just pay people millions of pounds to do this job and make it easy.
Millions of pounds. Police officers should be on 80 grand a year.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, if 80 rising to 100 max after 12, 15 years, there you go.
I think staff should be 60 and officers 80.
Why not?
Yeah. That's what I think. They both need... more, definitely way more. And I think the starting officer package, they always wrap it up in like a ribbon and say it's really good horrible. Starting package. No, it's shit. Rubbish. It's crap.
Pants.
It's so bad for what the job is. It's terrible. I mean, you can work up and make some really good money, but this is not good enough.
Really good.
Well,
barely.
I say really good because compared to like what we would make, like we'd get some officers come in and do like 1-2 days overtime, and then they take home like $5 grand.
Yeah,
like,
because
that's
they're taking
alien
home time and a half. That's why.
Yeah.
And if you
and they're clocking it off wrong like that.
Hey! You leave Hawkridge alone.
Hawkridge. Yeah.
You leave my Hawkridge alone. Yeah, Hawkridge didn't do anything wrong.
He's just doing what everyone's doing.
Hawkridge is my guy.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move on to the next one, which is
wait. Do you think mental? Do you think they should have it or no? The psych test.
Have what?
The psych test.
Blade Runner. That's all I'm gonna say to you.
But is that a yeah or no?
Blade Runner.
You're saying no.
Blade Runner.
Okay.
No.
I've seen the newest one.
Yeah, no. We shouldn't have a psychological test because I don't. But okay.
Because people change.
No one's going to pass it. Just to keep it 100. If you have a psychological test, I'm going to wrap up with this. If you're going to have a psychological test, you have to show everyone the parameters and in what parameters you're going to, what your acceptable bias level is going to be, because you're going to have one, because everyone has biases. So you're going to have to say, these are the ones that are okay, like race, because clearly no one cares about it in the Metropolitan Police. And these are the ones that are not okay. Well, let me rephrase that. Race, misogyny, sexism.
They're all right.
Homophobia. Those are all okay. Those are the okay ones. And the not so okay ones is challenging the SLT.
Yeah.
What else are you not allowed to do in the Met that they just don't like? But challenging your colleagues.
Challenging colleagues, standing
going
up
on
for
social
right.
media.
Yeah, going on social media.
Yeah, so we just have to balance out. So we need to have, if someone could break it down to me, the parameters, and then we can go from there. But outside of that, no, it's never going to work. Yeah. The Met will just crumble because no one is perfect. I wouldn't Izzy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'll just end it on that one.
It's too much. Even I just, there's no point.
Yeah. So, Izzy, your turn.
Yeah, okay. So, not a misconduct, but it will be a misconduct at some point, I think next year. This was in the news yesterday. A Royal Outrider, senior Met Police motorcyclist, was given a not guilty result for running over an 81-year-old in London a couple of years ago in 2023. I'm just going to read the details of this. PC Christopher Harrison, 68, was travelling between 44 miles per hour and 58 miles per hour.
Wait, he's 68 years old?
Yeah.
He's in the Met?
Yeah.
Why are you retired?
Maybe the money? I don't know.
I'm bored. Go on.
I suppose that job is quite chill, just driving back and forth.
SEGs?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess maybe, but he's still a police officer. This is a lot.
It's quite,
He's doing well for himself.
Mind you, there was controllers in the control room who were like 75 falling asleep.
Yeah, that's different.
It is, yeah. Okay, so PC Christopher Harrison, 68, was travelling between 44 miles per hour and 58 miles per hour as he approached the crossing, despite there being a 30 mile per hour speed limit. So, the jury found him not guilty of causing this lady's death. So she had crossed the road. It was a green light. He'd ran her over and she'd flung in the air and died. I don't understand how he ran her over. If it was a red light and it was a green light for her, it just doesn't really make sense. And she was at a pedestrian crossing. This is in West London. Yeah, and he got a no guilty verdict. One of her 10 grandchildren said that you've ruined our family with no consequences. The green man was illuminated, signalling it was safe to cross the road when she was struck as she made her way home from visiting her sister. The family are now suing the Met, not because of money, but about proving that their mum did nothing wrong. She would never take a risk. She was just crossing the road at a green light, and now she's not here anymore. So, on the day of the incident, PC Harrison was among the team of convoy motorbike outriders that was escorting Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, never heard of this woman, as she left the Foreign Office. Apparently there was no authorisation, or I don't know if it's authorisation, but she wasn't on the list to be escorted. PC Harrison, who's had 21 years of experience in the specialist escort group, was the main outrider in front of the hearse at the Queen Elizabeth's funeral in 22. Anyway,
why is that necessary?
I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to big him up to be like, wow, he's so important.
He's not guilty now, so.
He was saying, okay, so he told the court he couldn't put it into numbers how many times he'd taken this journey, and he was very familiar with the route, so he'd be familiar with the speed limit and the area, so I don't understand. Anyway,
but remember, police officers have exemptions, don't they?
They do. Miss Holland was 2.9 metres onto the crossing, so that's quite into the crossing. She hasn't just taken one step out, nearly 3 metres into the crossing. When his motorbike hit her, she suffered skull fracture, bruising to arms, legs and body, and legs, and then she obviously passed away. He said, the police officer, that it was a tragic accident that he had no control over. Under cross-examination, he accepted he forgot to switch his body-worn camera on, and did not use his whistle as he approached the pedestrian crossing, but insisted he had not been complacent that day. She was just there in front of me, he told jurors. She just appeared between the curb line and the point of collision. At no point did I see her on the island. I'm sorry. Mate, I don't get that. I'm sorry. It's a green light at a crossing. You're speeding and then you've just ran over someone. What? I don't get that.
You don't even get body worn. That's the
just
sad thing about it. Like, first of all, it's sad that someone's passed away and no longer here.
Yeah, it really bloody well
messed
is, and has left a whole family traumatized.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine how I'd feel if that was mine.
And now they're saying, and even the family said, like, and this is like actually true now, nobody can cross the green light now without any security at all. I won't. I'm too frightened to even cross the road. It says PC Harrison is still likely to face disciplinary proceedings after a 12-month IPC investigation found there was sufficient evidence to indicate he has breached police standards. But he was given not guilty, and I don't understand how.
What was
you can kill someone
what was he charged with? Because remember, so people get upset about guilty, not guilty, but you need to actually look at what they were charged with. Was he charged with murder? If he's charged with murder, he's not going to get convicted of murder because there needs to be an intent to cause GBH.
A jury found him not guilty of causing her death by careless driving. That's exactly what he bloody did.
So they don't think it's fun legislation on careless driving.
Like, I'm sorry, you're speeding. It's a green light, and you've killed someone at a pedestrian crossing. I don't understand. She was 3 meters into the road. Like, are you not looking at the road when you're driving?
I'm gonna have a look at legislation. Road Safety Act 2006. Stand by. Oh, bloody hell, it's so small. Causing death by careless or inconsiderate driving. A person who causes the death of another person by driving a mechanically propelled vehicle on a road or other public place without due care and attention, or without reasonable consideration for other persons using the road or place, is guilty of the offence. Wow.
That's exactly what he did. I really want to see the court documents because I don't understand.
We're going to have to.
I don't understand. Will they publish that? Will that be? Is that
I have no idea.
Yeah.
They'll probably publish a report.
I think it's disgusting. He's literally killed an 81-year-old through no fault of her own, and it was. And I'm sorry, he didn't put his body worn on. He didn't use his whistle, and that's what you're supposed to do.
I think that would be the misconduct. The misconduct will be the body worn. The processes that he's supposed to
follow.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, this lady has been killed by him and he just walks around. I don't get that. If anyone else did that, we would be in prison.
Probably, yeah.
We
I'd
be
agree
in
with you on that
prison.
one.
Why is he not in prison?
Well, probably the same reasons why officers can get away with driving on blue lights and breaking the law.
No, it really, really infuriates me.
And when they don't have exemptions to do so. So I can't tell you. I don't know. It's wild.
But there's literally one thing, you know, putting your blue lights on here and there, whatever, which is bad, without authorization. But this man has killed someone.
Yeah, I need to. So I don't know if they wouldn't have any special exemption. I'm trying to look. I'm on legislation.
What, as in for officers?
And see if there's any exemption to. But there wouldn't be if like being careless. And I'm guessing. Well, I don't know. So okay.
Also, there's sufficient evidence for a misconduct. So there's sufficient evidence that he didn't.
You don't need any.
Didn't.
Come on.
No. I know. But I'm just saying. He
the
obviously.
DPS are a shambles.
But I'm sorry. How is death by careless? Oh, careless driving is not careless because if he's driving fine. So is it because he drove? But he's not driving fine because he's speeding.
Yeah, but he has an exemption to do so.
But he doesn't have an exemption to do so.
Yeah, the SCGs probably would. Of course, yeah, 100% they would. The people that are special escort group will definitely have. They will all be trained to drive.
You can speed. So SEG drivers can just speed wherever.
Probably when they need to. So it's the same as response drivers. So yeah.
They would have put that in this. If he had authorization.
I think SCGs. I think every single one of them are response trained. Or
can SCG drivers wait? Okay.
They will be. Trust me.
Okay, but I need to know if he was allowed to speed.
No,
at that point.
Trust me. If you're an SEG, okay. I could be wrong, but I really doubt I am. If you're an SEG, Special Escort Group, you're gonna be your job role is to drive around London at speed. It's the same as like having a firearm.
It does say exemptions. The only drivers who may be exempt from speed limits in certain circumstances are police.
Yeah. So
Okay,
he
fine.
will have.
But
so
it says
wouldn't be
responding
taken
to an
into
emergency.
No, it won't be taken into consideration that he was speeding. That won't be seen as he's been careless because he's allowed to,
but it
and
says,
he's been trained to do so.
It says if you're responding to an emergency incident, you can have your blue lights on and go over the speed limit.
They
and SEG is not doing that.
I've never worked in SEG, but I can only assume whenever they're going to and from certain places with their principals, that is considered enough, if that makes sense, because SEGs...
Yeah, they're legally exempt from speed limits when performing a policing purpose, provided they drive with due regard for public safety. Yeah. Well, he didn't do that.
Well, you would have to argue whether he did or he didn't. He's
just driving a random royal member who we don't need anyway from her stupid little meeting.
Yeah, we have to be sensitive about it. Do you get what I'm saying? The context of why he was driving fast probably shouldn't be overly scrutinised because he's in a role in which there's an expectation to him to do it while he has this person.
Yeah.
The reason is not his fault. He doesn't get to pick and choose whether taking someone from a meeting just because they're royalty is a reason why we should be speeding or not. He's doing his job, you know? What they probably looked at is whether he did his job properly, i.e. did he obey all of the rules that he's been taught to obey when driving at speed, and they probably found that he did.
But
it's just an unfortunate accident. That's what the jury's saying, not me. I don't even know what happened.
Okay, but fine. If he'd have done everything in his police power to, so for example, fine. But it would only be fine in my eyes if he used his whistle, if he did everything that a police are supposed to do to make themselves known to the public.
That's a fair argument.
Which he hasn't done, which is why he's driving carelessly in his capacity as an officer and just a human. But you need to
look at the legislation.
Well, the legislation is run by old white men who just don't know shit. Sorry. It's true! Sorry, do you know, everyone, we always have to refer back to law and legislation, and it's just a load of shit. It really is a load of shit. Anyway, I just get frustrated with this one because someone's died and there's no consequences for it. There are clear.
I'm with you. I understand you're upset about it, as I would be if it was my family member. But I'm only looking at it from the perspective of the jury.
Yeah.
And I can understand why they came to that conclusion. But when looking at the legislation, because using your whistle, and that is not part of the legislation. Do you get me? So they're saying, are you being careless? So but you could probably argue that he might have been by not using his whistle, but I don't know how much weight that would carry. If he had did he have his sirens on?
There's no. Oh, it doesn't specify. But what I would say is then police officers. Are you sure that they are only counted in legislation? So, for example, then we need specific legislation for police officers in duty.
No, they're just exempt. They're just exempt.
Oh, this is terrible. This is so bad.
I think it'd be a bit much to say. What rules would you implement?
What rules would I implement? I'd say, well, use your fucking whistle and use your blue lights.
Oh, you'd want to make the policy law.
I'd want a little section in the legislation. If any old white men wanna listen to me, the little section in your legislation that says if this is done for emergency workers, if you have not followed your due process and your due training and doing what you're supposed to do with your whistle and whatever, then you can fall under this legislation as breaching this legislation.
I mean, emergency
workers need to be smudged into legislation as well.
I mean, that would be fair to an extent. So in that situation, so what you just given is a good example. I'll give you that. But my fear would be that there'd be hundreds of examples which were bad ones in which you wouldn't be able to apply it. So I look at firearms. I look at firearms, and if you were to do only the training, the policy, if I had to execute everything the way that I was shown in firearms all the time, and had I discharged my firearm and now someone's not here, and rightly so, but they watch back the body worn, they're like, Dom, you didn't check that door in the right way, so now you're up for criminal allegation. Like, that's crazy. Do you understand where it could go?
Yeah, but if you didn't check that door for the right way, then you should be up for criminal. If you've killed someone.
But there's nuance to situations.
Yeah, and you can nuances are taken into account in courts.
So the training is to equip you with the skills to do stuff most effectively. It doesn't always mean the way they've taught you is the best way to do it.
Okay.
And I know that this is off tangent. It's because I'm not in the SCG. I don't ride a motorbike. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's where I could see policy conflicting with legislation.
With real life.
Yeah.
And I get that. But what I'm saying is, in legislation, there should be a basis in all situations for all officers, is that not, you have to respond only like this, otherwise you're going to go to court, you're criminally charged for this. But you need to follow all processes that you have been taught in your training, otherwise you could fall.
I think the argument would just be sometimes they don't. It's not.
Sorry, if you've got equipment, use it. If you've been trained to use equipment, use it.
In your specific, as I said, the example you gave, I think was good for that thing.
Yeah, but like firearms, if you're training, you have to go and clear the building.
It doesn't work like that.
Clear the building. Yeah, I know.
So that's why I'm only looking from that perspective. So for the one you gave, I think is a good example.
Yeah.
And if you were to put that into legislation specifically for SEGs or riding motorbikes or driving cars, you must use your emergency equipment. That would be fine at that level. Fine. Yeah. But if you were to do that across the board for all policy, people breach policy and even know that they've breached policy.
No, it's true.
Because there's so much. So it would be a tricky one. A lot of people would be in prison.
Right.
A lot of officers.
I'm just gonna. There's no. Well, it does say police emergency. This is AI, by the way, though. Police emergency drivers are subject to specific legislation in the UK, including exemptions from certain rules like speed limits for emergencies, blah blah blah. But they are still accountable to the standard of their driving legislation, such as the road traffic.
And maybe they didn't deem his standard of driving to be bad.
But it does say the Police Crime Sentencing and Courts Act 22 and previous legislation acknowledge they must drive with due care and are subject to law on careless and dangerous driving.
Could he have just not seen the person? And it's sad
he said he didn't see them.
Yeah,
how have you not seen pedestrians at a pedestrian crossing? You're supposed to, when I drive, and I come up to a pedestrian crossing, I might take a little cheeky look to see if any are there. And if it's green for them and red for me, I might even press my brake and stop.
Are you doing 50 miles per hour?
But I'm not going to be doing 50 miles an hour in a 30 mile area just to take a stupid royal family member from one meeting to another.
But you're looking at it from the perspective of your understanding of driving, and theirs is to a higher level. And I agree with you that they should be scrutinised.
It's not to a higher level because they're off killing people. I'm not. Their driving is not of a higher level. I've not murdered anyone. Yeah,
for me it's just difficult. Someone's died, so it's sad. Yeah. It's just sad someone's died.
Yeah, and there's
no. Do you know what I'm saying?
It just I don't know. I hear what you're saying, and I also know that there's probably more to it if we looked at all the documents.
Even if there isn't, it's just sad, and I understand your response to it. I don't think your response is wrong. I just think that unfortunately it's one of those things that fit into that box of there's not much we can do about it.
But,
do you get me?
If it was down to me, he would be getting pursued through the justice system. Sorry, sorry. Just because you are a police officer, you cannot do this.
If you told me he got found guilty, I wouldn't have been surprised. But also, the fact that he got not guilty, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he's not guilty.
So either way, because I would have thought they'd have made an example out of him, but maybe not. I don't know.
But
not
for
always.
What? If it doesn't fit into the legislation...
Driving. If any officer stops me now for speeding more than 5, I'll say, go and speak to your mate Christopher.
Izzy, there's a reason why it's called an accident. because
It's not an accident,
none of it was
though.
intentional. He didn't intentionally go to.
Okay, but for me, and I know this is quite technical, and I'm probably wrong, and come back to me in 5 years because I might be different. But I feel like
5 minutes.
yeah, 5 minutes. Within your carelessness, there is intent.
But he's not being careless because he's got an exemption on speed, so speed can't be a factor.
Dom, I'm not being funny, yeah? No, okay, I'm not being funny. She was 2.9 metres already into the crossing as he approached. Even if you're on blue lights, going to 10 stabbings, you're going to swerve around her or stop. If you see someone or you're just going to continue running them over. If you're on blue lights and someone's 3 meters,
if we're having an honest conversation,
are you just going to run
the
them over?
reaction time in which, so I don't even know what street he was on. What street was he on? I need full context. I need to know where the impact happened.
I got the road
and where he was coming from, because
fine.
all of those things matter. Because if you're doing 50 on a motorbike and you're driving, so you're going at speed. What was the traffic like? Was it an empty road?
It's a built-up area.
See, these things matter.
Okay, wait.
Because he may not have seen her, legitimately not seen her, because there's other traffic on this road.
Okay, wait.
And although he should have stopped, or I don't want to say have stopped,
West Cromwell Road, West London.
What road?
West Cromwell Road.
I know Cromwell Road.
West Cromwell
That's a big road.
West London. And she was at the pedestrian island. It's a big road.
Yeah, West Cromwell, massive road.
Okay, but she was at a pedestrian crossing. It doesn't... Okay, he's obviously not on the main road because that wouldn't have a 30 mile per hour. And the speed limit was 30 miles.
20.
Huh?
Has it got 20 mile per hour road? No, West Cromwell, West Cromwell's probably 30, it's not 40.
Yeah. Right, okay.
So it's probably 30, yeah. It's down the end of Westminster.
I don't know where the junction is. It doesn't give a junction.
I know most of that road. I know a lot of that road, but I can So for me, it's just sad. It sounds like it was an accident. We'll never know, unfortunately.
You're joking.
What?
You're actually no. I'm saying no to what you're saying.
But it's just it's unfortunate.
I severely disagree.
But we don't get to see the body worn, so I don't know. So I can't make a judgment.
It doesn't matter.
It
was a green light, and she was 2.9 meters onto the pedestrian, and he ran her over.
Yeah, I know. And that's
so if you're a police officer, just like patrolling, and I sat in my car and I did that, what are you gonna do? It's sad. Oh, don't worry, Izzy. Take care.
That's excellent. You had no intention of doing that.
No, sorry. It's a green light. A pedestrian is crossing it, and I just run through a red. And
to go through it.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah, lights don't apply to him.
No. That's wrong. That's wrong.
He's
not in an emergency incident.
I don't know what it is, but I know that if he's, I need more context then. So I'll guarantee you this: if it wasn't deemed as an emergency or part of his job, then he would be in prison.
Okay, listen. I don't think it would get to court if it was authorised.
No, it got to court because someone died.
Oh, would it have gone anyway?
No, but you know how society.
I just feel like if it was completely authorised, it wouldn't have even got to a court for him to be charged.
Yeah. If I shoot someone, totally legitimate, I'm still going to court. If someone is no longer here anymore, I'm going to court as a police officer, regardless of whether I followed all the rules or not. He didn't. I'm not saying he did. I'm just giving you context because it happens all the time. Officers.
I don't know. I can't. This is just I can't accept this. I actually can't accept this.
But I'm not asking you to. I understand why you're upset. I'm just looking at it from the objective view of looking at legislation and going, okay, I can see why they went not guilty. I get it. I don't agree. Do I agree with it? Probably not. But I don't even have the context of watching the body worn, in which why I believe that he could have got done, and it would have been really easy for him to say he was careless.
Listen, it says, so this is, okay. As part of a designated police escort team, outriders are in certain circumstances legally allowed to exceed the limit, pass red lights and drive on the wrong side of the road to try to move. Using these exemptions must be done safely and minimal risk to the public. Well, he didn't do that.
Yeah, but that's policy.
But he broke the policy then?
Yeah. That's why he's got misconduct.
Well, this is wrong. That should be in legislation then as well. That shouldn't just be in policy.
Maybe, as I said before, that would probably be a good idea.
Thank you. Yeah, well,
Like,
I'm
I wouldn't
email...
argue if in legislation they had parts of the Met Police policy which will keep the public safe. It just won't work across the board.
No, but for road traffic stuff, I think it should.
To an extent.
Definitely. And I'm going to email some old sweaty men after this.
That doesn't sound right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's very sad and infuriates me. And, you know, I don't think I can go out and run people over. So I don't know why officers can. And I don't give a shit who you're escorting. My opinions on the royal family are very strong. But, you know, what kind of world are we living in when you have some people that can do that and just carry on? Yeah, not a nice one. So anyway, on to brighter things.
Yeah. On that note, we'll move on to the next one. Izzy, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I know you had a little rant, and I don't, just have to check.
Yeah. Still, I haven't, smashed up the whole of Croydon.
All right, on to the next. Using the laptop for this, you've seen me looking down. This Met police officers accused of a bust-up of Romanians after boozy Thames boat party, says the Standard. I'm going to say their names because I don't like the TSG, and I haven't said anything negative about them for some time now, so you know what, ban you guys.
I still don't understand the TSG.
Territorial Support Group.
But like, are they just extra? Like, not extras, but...
So the TSG, they're like, I may get this wrong, but who cares? Because like, who really actually likes them other than the TSG? There's some insular little weirdos. If you ever want to see a, like... You want to see? You know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna call them. I'm not gonna call them incels. I'm not gonna call them. Incels. I'm gonna say they're insular.
Okay.
They the TSG, they actually do quite an important role. They're just a bunch of wankers. Not all of them, obviously, but there's a large proportion of them that are just dicks. The TSG, they do commissioners' reserve, so they go around and they deal with any mass disorder, or if you need to call them up to help with like a lot of. Sometimes you have like people, like one time they had someone like trapped inside of a university and they may have like a knife or something and the TSG will come and kick in the door. And they're actually really good at a lot of like public order stuff. Really good at it.
Are they there for like protests and stuff?
Yeah, they'll be there for protests in their little blue bus. They wear blue shirts now because they think they're cool. Cool. Specialists. No, they're actually really good. I have no problem with the roles that the TSG do, and I understand the necessity. I just don't like the type of person that is attracted to the role. Okay. They're all, I should not say all and generalise, but they're all flipping weirdos. Okay. And a lot of them are batty olds, so there you go. Nice introduction there. Kelsey Miller, 32, Jack Sparks, 34, Max Michaels Dubois, 33, Daniel Dean, 38, and Alex Fackerel, 31, are all accused over the incident near the South Bank on December the 1st, 2023. I say accused. They've actually been convicted already. They're awaiting sentencing, which is weird because they were supposed to be sentenced back in September 2025. It's taken ages. They just had their gross misconduct in which they decided that they were out on a boozy night. You know what, let me just read what the Standard was giving us. Later in the evening, after they had docked and continued the party on land, Fackerel reportedly got into a fight with a group of Romanian men and had his head busted open. After being hit with a bottle, kicked and stamped on, the Times report. In a London Crown Court heard that the officer was being treated for his injuries at Las Iguanas restaurant when a different group of Romanians walked past and asked if he was okay. The incident happened. Do you think they did that ironically? Yeah. What are the odds of you just getting jumped by a bunch of Romanians and then all of a sudden another group just go, hey, you're right, mate. In Las Iguanas, randomly walking in. No. But the incident happened on the day of the Romanian national holiday when there were groups when there were groups in central London, including some draped in the country's flags, as you can see in the video, which I'll put up somewhere around here. I've pre-shown Izzy. Izzy's now fully up to date with what's happened. It's wild. Fackerel's colleagues are accused of being aggressive to the second group of Romanians before a fight lasting more than 3 minutes broke out. It is said that Miller was blocked from entering the restaurant and allegedly grabbed Jahil Samuels, a female security guard, and kneed her in her left thigh. Miss Samuels punched the officer in the eye. In self-defense to get her grip off me. Quotation marks. In accordance with her training, she said. Accordance with your training. It's really funny when people just slide that in. Miller, Sparks, Michael Dubois, Dean, and Fackrell deny a fray. Miller had pleaded not guilty to a separate charge of assault occasioning actual bodily harm. These weird words.
I know.
The Times reported that Samuels told jurors she overheard Fackrell saying, "I started on one of them and I didn't know there were more and they jumped in." She said she saw 3 Romanians, 2 men and a woman, walk past and ask Fackrell if he was okay. And she witnessed an aggressive reaction with the group being asked, "Were you the ones who did it?" "I saw the Romanians were outnumbered," she said. "I thought it was unfair for them to be beaten up, so I tried to defuse the situation." Michael Dubois is accused of shoving Samuels, and she told the court she was in serious pain after the melee. The Territorial Support Group, TSG, also known as the Spice Girls, is a unit with, I don't know why they call them that, is a unit within the Met which deals with public order, policing and providing support for operations.
Wow.
Just find their misconduct.
Wow.
Our mate Jason Prince, he just fired them all, innit?
Did he?
Yeah, he fired every single one.
Yeah, fair enough.
He was like, they've been convicted of a crime.
Yeah.
And yeah, but under TSG, I'm so glad that I am bringing light to this because they still haven't been sentenced, which is crazy.
When were they convicted again?
They were stand by. This happened June 2023. They got charged. They got convicted this year, I believe.
Wow. Well, I'm glad Jason Prince actually fired them. That's the first thing I think he's done that I agree with.
I mean, he's fired a lot of people, and this is going to turn into us analysing Jason Prince and his decision making. But he's fired a few of them, to be completely honest with you. So
he's on a
it's unsurprising, like especially accelerated ones. But I don't think this was accelerated. Let me find it. Met Police Officer TSG. Oh, you asked when they were charged. They were charged on. Oh no, sorry. It's just brought up Duncan Bouet, who I just have a disdain.
Oh, it must be 2024.
No, I think they got charged.
Oh, 2025, because it happened in 2023.
You know,
December 2023.
This would be
June.
easier. Misconduct.
But yeah, you can't just be like having mass brawls.
So the LBC, here we go. LBC have got. Stand by. I don't know why I keep using thingy. Times reported the London Crown Court heard that Fackrell got into a fight, blah, 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 and it's probably going to give me a whole bunch of stuff that they've already reported. Yeah, that was not helpful. Sorry. I just got a whole bunch of information that wasn't needed, and I'm just probably going to edit that out. Let me find their misconduct for you. It happened ages. I don't think their misconduct is still up there, you know that?
You what?
I think
it is.
Their misconduct, I bet it's been taken down. No, it's not. Here we go. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. The outcome. The allegations were as follow. PC Kelsey Miller on the 20th of May 2025, you were charged. So they were charged May 2025, this year, for ABH.
Wow.
He was found guilty of ABH.
Wait. I wonder if they were suspended before they were charged from work.
They were suspended. They
Or
should
they
have
still
been
working?
fired once they got convicted. They weren't. They are only now. This came out on the 16th of October.
Wow.
They were convicted. So he was charged ABH, and he was attended court on August 2025 and was guilty of it. So he's been convicted in August. You would have thought they would have suspended and fired these guys.
So they've still been working, even though they've just...
September, October, they just lost their jobs.
What the hell? That's terrible.
They gave them an extra 2 months. Let that sink in. The Met Police had officers that were found guilty, convicted of assault, and a fray of Romanians. I'm surprised it wasn't turned into like a hate crime.
Yeah.
On the 21st of July, 2025. Yeah? Wait. Sorry, no. On the 7th of August, they were found guilty. Yeah?
7th of August.
This misconduct happened on the 16th of October.
So
why did the Met wait 2 months?
Yeah. But then I want to
They were
know...
they were already charged. They were like, this misconduct could have happened.
So have they been working whilst they were...
Yeah, no, not working. They were suspended, but
okay.
they shouldn't... Okay.
They should have just been fined anyway.
Wow, you've been charged.
Yeah.
Then you got convicted, and then they went...
Is this accelerated?
And then they went, oh, let's misconduct you. You could have accelerated. No, I don't think it was accelerated.
It's not even accelerated.
Stand by. I'll tell you right now if it's accelerated. No.
See, well, that's bizarre. Why didn't they just accelerate
It's not bizarre. It's because they were doing them a favour.
Yeah.
They were like, I'll have some more money before you get kicked out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a joke. And the Met do this over and over with people that they like. Like, why was this not accelerated?
Yeah, exactly.
The Met, I would have been fine if the Met just sat down and went, okay, we're going to wait to see the outcome. And then, if they got guilty, accelerate it. If they didn't get guilty, then I would have been okay with them saying, oh, we just waited. Because that's what you should do. You should wait for the outcome.
Yeah.
And if they were like, oh, no, they were all innocent, then really... the misconduct, we should like look at it a little bit deeper because the accelerated is quite quick. But it's not. It doesn't say it's accelerated at all here.
That's so bad.
So and
what kind of standard does that set? Well, there's not really been a standard anyway.
There is no standard.
There isn't. But Jesus.
Appropriate sanction. I have considered whether a final written warning would be appropriate sanction in this case and consistent with the public interest. In my view, it would not.
Yeah.
Well done, Jason. It is entirely unacceptable for police officers who are responsible for enforcing the law to break the law. Jason Prince says that we need to remember. Let's remember that Jason Prince has said you cannot break the law and be a police officer. But Duncan Bouet, who likes little children, you nasty man, had already got done for ABH. Yeah?
Yeah.
For assault. He got done for assault a few months before
and
it came out that he likes little kids.
You let him carry on.
Here we go. See, this is what I'm saying. It's all down to how they feel at the time. Jason Prince says you can't commit a crime and be a police officer.
But then you can sometimes.
Yeah, we'll have you back. Yeah?
We'll have you back until you tell us that you like kids, honestly.
And even look at the way that they've dealt with this one. They've just gone,
because it's reputation.
Just keep your job for a little bit longer. Have 2 more months of pay. That's taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
You're just paying these officers that while they've been convicted, they're waiting for their sentencing.
That is terrible.
Yeah, you've just kept them. Could have accelerated that. Boom, had that done in a week. Nah, let's wait 2 months. I'd love to think that there's a reason why they waited 2 months, but I doubt it's anything.
They'll say, backlog of other ones, no?
I mean, that's why it should have been accelerated.
Because also this is quite close to the Charing Cross misconducts as well. So maybe they'll say, well, we had to do that one. Maybe. I don't know.
But those are accelerated. Look how quickly they did Charing Cross.
Yeah.
It came out, 2 weeks later, they're all accelerated.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah.
But ban them, innit? It couldn't have happened to a better unit.
The thing with Jason Prince saying you can't be an officer and break the law, yet has overseen officers that do that is ridiculous. And surely that's like breaching some sort of integrity himself.
Don't get me started with Jason Prince's integrity. You're going to get me saying stuff that I'm
still waiting for the Met to assess my complaint against him.
They've probably given it to him to assess himself.
Exactly.
He is in professionalism, so wild. You know that's supposed to go to the IOPC, right? You know if there's complaints against the DPS, the DPS are not allowed to. So I was talking to the DPS and I was explaining to them that I'm making a complaint against someone in the DPS. They're like, oh yeah, don't worry, it can't go to us to investigate. I'm like, haha, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm not calling them a liar. They seemed like a very nice person, although they were in the DPS, which baffled me.
But that's not because I went to the IOPC about Prince and everyone. And then they said, no, sorry, the Met has to deal with it because you were staff at the time.
So they will do that. They will hand it back. But what's supposed to happen is the Met, it's mad, isn't it? The Met refer themselves to the IOPC. It's like, we can't have this one. It's too bad. Like, what?
There are some circumstances where the IOPC can investigate and it doesn't need self-referral.
Public basically kick off. So if you make it only so the public are so pissed off, they will trigger it. Then they will go, oh no, we're taking this. But outside of that,
and also, I made... Oh, God, I sound like an absolute Fruit Loop. But I made a complaint against Mark Rowley because You know how like you've got like D.I. Gary Castle who hates dwarfs, but then like, and then the colleague I worked with who hates rape victims and stuff. And then in his Met for London, it says we take zero tolerance to discrimination. So I complained, saying that is purposefully deceiving the public with your new Met for London, and that's breaching integrity. So I've researched, and it said Mopac is the place to go if you want to make a complaint about the commissioner.
So the mayor of policing.
Yeah. So I went to Mopac, and they said no, sorry, because you worked there at the same time. You have to go to the DPS. And I was like, right, I'm going to go to the DPS to make a complaint about the commissioner who the DPS answer to. Like, that makes no sense. So it's just all ridiculous. But yeah, I'm not shocked by this. I'm glad they were fired though. Like, I'm actually a tiny bit shocked actually that they were fired. I'm surprised they weren't given like a written warning or something.
I'd say Bunda TSG, innit?
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know.
I am surprised. Like the other ones that appealed after stopping the officers, what's her name? The athletes.
Oh God, yeah. What was the outcome of that? They got their job backs, yeah.
They got fired and then they got their job.
I think if there wasn't footage like this and it wasn't in the news, they would have got a warning.
100% they would have got away with that.
They would have got a warning.
1 trillion. The TSG get away with that. They get away with so much worse. You do not understand.
Oh God.
On the officer, PC Miller's submissions on the officer's behalf. Sergeant Ross outlined the good character of the officer and reiterated the officer's version of the facts leading to the conviction. On that evening, PC Miller states she was assaulted by a male, which she believes caused her concussion, and she doesn't remember the assault itself to this day. A group of males threatened her friends and as found in evidence, were found in possessions of weapons. Oh, interesting. But you never knew about that at the time, so. Yeah. She's deeply sorry that she caused the victim bruising from her actions, but in the fast pace of the incident, feeling scared, she did what she thought was necessary and used proportionate force in response to this. I don't know. See, it's mad that I don't get into those kind of situations because you know what I do? I do this thing called just walking away.
Yeah.
Like me and all my boys, we just go, do you know what? This doesn't benefit me in the slightest having this fight. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm just going to walk away.
I'm just going to get on with my,
And even to the point where if you try to hit one of my boys, we'll just take you down and then walk away.
Just walk off. Yeah. You won't actually get into...
We're not having a massive street fight.
No, that was a massive street fight. It's
and they were
all over the place.
They were on participating in it. It's not like they were like, oh, let's walk away, go away.
No, they weren't trying to de-escalate.
And then someone gets hit.
Yeah,
so for those who haven't seen the video, I'm going to try and put it up here as hopefully it doesn't get
They were on it. They were not de-escalating it.
At one point, there was an officer chasing down the Romanians.
Yeah.
Where the Romanian was trying to run away.
They were on it.
And they were like, there was like 3 of them chasing down the one Romanian guy. And so to be like, I wasn't really on participating. You were ballsy.
You were on it. You came to play like that. There's no joke about that. You can see it in the footage anyway. Just ridiculous. But also, you just can't have police officers doing this.
I'm gonna end on your favourite part.
Oh God.
PC Miller asked that I consider the totality of her service, commendations, her continued contribution to service, positive leadership and rehabilitation work, and her sustained professionalism throughout this process.
In the bin, that's all in the bin.
Do you think that your sustained... This is... Okay, I'm going to end on that. I'm not going to read any more of that. The sustained dedication to professionalism and all that jazz while going through the process. So basically what you're saying is, I've been a good girl, so because I've been a good girl, throughout being like on the naughty step because I had a legit flipping Royal Rumble in the street with a bunch of Romanians. Because I've been good, please don't fire me. No.
Yeah.
You still did what you did.
Still done what you done.
Still why are we ignoring the fact that you assaulted flipping door worker?
Yeah.
Security worker, there you go. Like, don't try and gloss over that because you've got a commendation and because you were a good girl while leading up to these processes. Of course you're going to be flipping good because you're going to go to prison. Yeah. That's why, because you're being sentenced.
Exactly.
Of course you're not going to be flipping bad.
Yeah.
That's not a mitigating circumstance to which you should be kept in the Metropolitan Police. No.
Not at all.
No. And you know what? You may be a really nice person, and all of you may be really nice people.
You're doing all this?
But you work in the TSG, so like,
Yeah.
you want to talk about biases? There you
Yeah,
go. There's
TSG
Dom's biggest
bias.
bias, Bundy DPS and Bundy TSG.
TSG.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go. So I'd fail that test.
And do you know what I don't like? I don't like how they've like dripped in like police terms, like I felt it necessary and I deemed it was a suitable amount of force. Like, don't start being all moral like you're a police officer now. Like, you literally got into like an absolute scrap in the street, and now you're trying to be like, I deemed it reasonable to use force. Like, shut up.
They jumped the wrong people.
Embarrassing.
They started fighting 2 men and a woman because they asked if someone was okay.
It's ridiculous. It's actually embarrassing. Like,
Let that sink in. Like, let's not gloss over the fact that fight started. One person got jumped, and that's sad. So the officers that got beaten up by a bunch of people, that's messed up.
Not cool.
But the people that jumped in,
Yeah.
whether you're in TSG or not, you don't deserve to get jumped by anyone for no reason. But then everything that transpired after that, and I hope that officer didn't get into trouble, assuming they didn't partake, because remember they went to Los Iguanas. And then they saw, actually, it was alleged that they were being quite verbal and angry.
Yeah.
But I would understand that. I'd get that. I understand you being angry with a group of people that you may believe have done something to you. That's calm. I'd probably let that officer slide, to be honest, assuming he didn't go back
If he didn't
assuming he didn't jump back into the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But outside of that, the rest of them, they're just there back in their bedroom. They're acting exactly kind of like a gang would.
That is literally gang behaviour.
That's what they like to attribute to a lot of the youth in society. They're like, that would be gang behaviour. What I saw was gang behaviour. TSG.
Yeah.
Biggest gang.
It is. Oh. I need to research into TSG.
My God, don't.
Okay.
Don't. You'll just do it.
I'll just
but
be
don't.
cross.
Yeah, you'll just get pissed off because
I'll just be angry.
they're absolute bunch of dicks, and not all of them, just a large proportion.
Well, I'm glad they've been fired. Not glad that the Met paid them for
extra
a couple
2
of months.
What the F?
And
Banders, guys.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, so and I'm but yeah, good riddance. But what if they appeal? That's the other thing. Like, you know how
what
we
appeal
need
from
to,
prison?
I feel like we need to. No. Like the police appeals tribunal.
They're not going to win that appeal.
I feel like as much as we do these misconducts, we also need to keep in check with the appeals, because people could come back.
You're right, but in this case, in this specific case,
they're not coming back.
They've been convicted of an affray.
Yeah.
It's not like Di Maria.
Yeah.
Not like Di Maria, where it's been alleged to him to commit a crime and he didn't commit any crime at all, and nothing has been found.
They've been convicted,
and they just go, "No, you're a misogynist and a rapist." Like, no.
They've been convicted. And
these guys have been convicted. They're not coming.
It's a movie.
Yeah, they're effed. Yeah, they're effed in the A at this point.
Yeah.
But on to the next one. Izzy, it's your time.
Yeah.
What
So
you got for me?
these are 2 misconducts that I'm going to generalise really quickly. And yeah, I'll just see what you think. So I'm going to start with the first one. So this is PC Edwin Cooks Medina. Hearing happened in March this year. So he was alleged to have provided a false alibi when contesting 2 fixed penalty notices for speeding offences.
It's
actually hilarious what he does. He accepts, so he gets these tickets and he accepts that he was the driver, and then a week later rings 101 and says, I think my car's been cloned, and then does all that with 101, and then goes to MO10 or the traffic people and says, nah, actually I think my car's been cloned, and they're like, but you said you were the driver, and then he was like, yeah, but I don't know, I just thought it was cloned now. So they're like, that's weird. So then an investigator gets assigned to it, and basically I need to read the funniest bits. It's just too funny. So he tries to say it's not his car. So then the investigator's like, okay, send us pictures of your car. It's the exact same car. He tries to say it's not possible for me to finish work and then get to the speeding camera in that amount of time. And then they go and investigate that, and it is. He then says, actually, I was at work at the time, so it couldn't have been me. And then they go and speak with the sergeant, and he actually was let out early. So, it's pretty obvious that he is
What's his warrant number?
His warrant number is Oh, that's why it's written weirdly, like a school essay or something.
Nah, be up here. I say that.
Yeah, they've written it all
no,
weird. I don't like it when they write when they make it all strange. It's horrible to read.
Sorry, I can't read that. It's too much.
It's horrible. It's like an essay. So anyway, so it's pretty obvious that he's lying. So after they find out, they're like, right, you need to just pay this because it's all like, go to court because this is obviously you. And so anyway, then it gets sent to a misconduct hearing because they have deemed him to be deceiving. He ends up getting sentenced to 2 fines and 6 points on his license for this or whatever.
Yeah.
So then he was taken to misconduct for providing false information in order to contest the fixed penalty notice. So he said that you've lied about saying it was cloned, and he couldn't provide any sufficient evidence, or reasons why he thought it was cloned. So they were like, yeah, obviously you're lying. So, speed it all up, he was dismissed for dishonesty. And fair enough. They think he's lying, and it seems he is. He couldn't, every sort of thing he said, it was not making sense. He should have just paid the fines. I don't know.
Yeah, he blatantly tried to pull a fast one, didn't he?
Yeah, he just made it worse.
Just hold the L, innit? Like, you were speeding, my G.
Exactly.
You were speeding.
Yeah.
Is it worth your... That's why I feel, a lot of my decisions, I just go, is it worth your job? Is my mistake, yeah? Because that conviction doesn't really count. Because it's a conviction, like speeding.
Yeah.
It doesn't really count.
No.
Like, the Met won't fire you for speeding. They'll just be like, you're an idiot.
They'll just be like, come on.
Like, because the law has leniency for it, because that's why they give you points.
Yeah.
So that means they have an acceptable amount of speeding you're allowed to do before you are no longer, you're banned from driving.
Yeah, yeah.
So they don't want you to be doing it. You have to declare them as well in the Met.
Yeah,
if you get any speed, any points or anything like that. But just like any officers out there, just hold the L in it. Just be like, look,
do it. Be accountable. That's
just like, I'm sorry, things. I was speeding. My bad. I've been caught. It's my bad.
I won't do it again. Oh, done it again. But I won't do it a third time.
I'm accountable for it because I have to pay this fine. There you go.
Just own it. Just own it.
Like, you're gonna have to deal with it anyway.
Exactly. So anyway, they feel that the public are entitled to be served by police officers that are honest and conduct themselves with honesty, so he's dismissed. Fine. So, he's dismissed. Okay, so just park that in the bank like a dishonest officer, been dismissed.
I'm on the fence with that.
Are you?
No, and it's only because I'm doing it off of the basis of the outcomes that we've already had. Not because... I'm balancing on the level of integrity that the Met has right now. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they're like, oh yeah, with the utmost of scrutiny or integrity, and you shouldn't lie and blah blah. Yeah, we agree with that, but we also know that it happens and you let it slide.
Exactly.
So as I said, you can suck someone off in a lift and not get fired. So we're always going back to that. We're always going back to that.
Yeah.
So you can't turn around and say, well, you shouldn't have lied.
But is that dishonesty?
What, sucking someone off in a lift?
God, yeah. That's not dishonesty. That's just inapproprianism.
I would argue it's probably just as bad.
No, it is just as bad, but it's not dishonesty.
Yeah, no, but you're letting it slide as well. So
yeah.
It's
professionalism.
You can't have morals sometimes.
No, you can't.
And that's what you're trying to preach to all your officers, but you're doing it yourself. So
yeah. So remember that one, and I mean, to be honest, I do agree with it because, I feel like you can't have lying officers. It doesn't make sense. And how do you know it's going to just be capped at that? And if you can get away with lying about your speeding tickets or making up fake crimes, it just doesn't make sense.
No, that's all true. But the Met let you get away with it. That's my point. My point is that you're right.
If they set the standard throughout the whole thing, then we shouldn't have lying officers, but don't have exceptions. So then we move on to another one, which has happened in September this year, so about 6 months later. So we've got PC Jamie Freeman, and it was alleged in February 24, he drove a marked police vehicle in excess of the motorway speed limit using the blue lights without any proper authorization or policing purpose.
Did he get fired?
Wait. It was also alleged that PC Freeman created a materially false cab report, reporting a speeding vehicle that had overtaken him and stated in the cab that he was catching up.
I've never heard of that happening before.
And he had set off a speeding camera in pursuit of such vehicle. Finally, it was alleged that the PC provided materially false accounts to supervisors in that there was no such speeding vehicle driving dangerously as communicated by him. So, we've got a dishonest police officer here making fake reports and whatever. He was given a final written warning for 2 years.
There you go.
How the hell can you have an officer trying to get out of speeding tickets?
That officer speeding.
And then you have an officer speeding! And it's fine! I don't get it!
I told you.
I don't get it.
I told you.
I don't get it. Wait, I need to double check if it's the same. So the one where it's a final written warning was Commander Adam Slonecki. Never heard of him before. And then this chair for the first one was Matt Simmons. Director Matt Simmons, you know him?
Director. I'm guessing. See, now I've said director, all I can think is Director Krennic from Star Wars and when Darth Vader tells him not to, was it? Don't choke on your aspirations. Director. So anyway, yeah.
He's HR director at
he's,
Met Police, so he's staff.
Yeah, he's staff.
So
of the same level as a commander, I'm guessing.
So he's so the HR guy has sacked that police officer, and then the one who was actually speeding was kept on by a commander. It just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, you can't have misconduct panels and misconduct things if it's not making sense.
So what I'm understanding is that if you speed in your own car, that's no. But if you speed at work, create a fake report that is disclosable at court, by the way.
Yeah.
To speed. Why was he speeding?
Well, he says it's to chase a vehicle that didn't exist. It's probably to get home.
Where was he? Yeah. Didn't we have one of these before? Where the guy was driving down the A406?
Something like that. Yeah. No, that wasn't that. Yeah, something about A406.
Yeah, he was driving down A406 and then he piggybacked onto another cad and then he got caught and they didn't fire him.
It's so, no.
Yeah, listen.
The same amount of dishonesty has two different outcomes.
In case the Met, SLT are watching this, which we know you are, and the DPS, in case you guys are so far gone about policing every day, I just want to let you know that this is a regular occurrence.
Yeah.
This is not an isolated issue between those two officers.
No.
This happens all the time.
Idiots.
I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong.
Oh,
I'm saying...
I thought you were talking about the misconduct people.
The speeding. The speeding. I want them to let them understand that people piggyback off of cats all the time.
Yeah.
And you need to understand to erase that issue, you have to either give them more time to get to the places where they're going, pay them the overtime that they will incur if they don't get there in time, or flipping make it okay for them to do so. Those are your three options. So choose one. Because people are doing it all the time. Yeah. DPS probably be like, oh, have you reported it? No, I haven't reported it because, I can't see.
I don't know. Why?
Can't you not tell in the CAD room?
I can tell when an officer...
Can't you tell that this person's in flipping Jamaica, assigning to a CAD and flipping, going into Bromley?
I can tell when an officer's trying to get home quick.
Oh, God.
And trying to finish their shift early. I can tell that. Yeah, you can tell. It's very obvious.
Shouldn't you not be reporting them now?
I wouldn't report them because they're still going to a job. Do you mean what? Like, if a big call comes in and they all start piggybacking on it, but it's just to get closer to the station?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care, to be honest. Like, do you know what? By that time, because control room and dispatching is so shit anyway, I don't give a shit. It's the sergeant, it's the skipper that has to take all the shit if his team's letting everyone down. So I don't care. If I never cared in the control room. If you've got a list with outstanding I grades and S grades or whatever, and you've got all the units jumping on one call to get back home so they can finish their early turn quicker, it's not on me. It's on the sergeant. It's on the team. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. And also, what it's actually, yes, I'll put that out there to every officer. It's very obvious. It's very transparent. So, you know, it's on you guys, not us. And I know when officers lie about TOA because we can see. So, please, you're not going to get to a call where you're on the other side of the borough in 2 minutes.
Okay, here's the question.
It's obvious.
What the TOA time of arrival, by the way, because Met have quotas in which they are supposed to hit in terms of attending I grades, which are like the more immediate calls. What I don't understand is if you know the Met should just change that quota of being able to get to those times.
Yeah, because I don't even think the ambulance service has 15 minutes. I think they have longer for their media.
I can't even remember my ambulance team in ages.
I think there's a shorter. I think there's 8 minutes. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't.
I wonder how they got to those time frames though. Like, how did they?
Someone pulled it out their bum.
Yeah, probably Mark Rowley. No. But yeah,
I can't blame that one on Mark.
I think you
or
can.
The Surrey police are after Mark for pissing away more money.
You can have those time frames if you have sufficient amount of officers, but I think they need maybe those time frames. Oh, I've got a good idea. I don't know if it's good actually. Give me a few minutes, but maybe time charter times responsing should alter to the amount of officers you have on that day.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have something like 10 hours, like when you go into hospital.
Well, that's what it is. I'm not being funny, but I would rather be a member of public and get told, sorry, your officer's going to be with you in 10 hours, than tell me an officer's going to be there within 60 minutes and wait 10 hours anyway. Because a lot of people used to call up and be like, I've been waiting 4 hours and I haven't been able to go out and get my food shop and now the shops are shut because you said officers were coming. And he's still like, well, yeah, they're still not coming anyway, but we'll be with you within the hour.
I hear you.
You know, I'd rather that. So maybe time charters to you know what the Met always say, we need to manage the public's expectations.
Yeah.
So be f***ing truthful and tell the public, we can't get to you. We're not coming. And only if a knife or someone gets stabbed.
And everyone got upset.
Well, people need to, if they're upset, they shouldn't be upset at the Met, they should be upset at the government and to provide more money to get more officers. Oh no, don't bother doing that because Mark Rowley would just piss it up the wall on a stupid Connect system that no one knows how to work.
He's spicy today. I love it. I mean, you're right about the pissing the money up the wall because he has been alleged of wasting money and Surrey police are trying to sue him, aren't they?
I mean, look at all these areas in policing that are desperate for money and need money. And then you have that. It's a fucking crime. I'm sorry, it makes me so angry I start saying the F word. It's an absolute
everywhere.
crime.
I haven't sworn today, I'm quite proud of myself.
It's a crime. It's a crime.
It is.
I think it's misconduct in a public office. That's what I think.
You should report him.
Yeah, well, doesn't get me far.
Here's my question. We're going to end on this.
Yeah.
PC Lawn Castle. He's been authorised to have his appeal.
Bad man. I think he's a bad man.
Why is he a
dangerous
bad man?
He's a bad man. I don't like that footage of him with the suspect, a 15-year-old suspect.
I was about to show it to you again. Would you like to watch it?
Yes, I would, because I'm going to show you where he jabs.
Oh wait, stand up. You can have some sound. For anyone not watching, it's bloody hell.
Look. See?
He does give him a throat strike, doesn't he?
Look, he does it again, look. Wait. Look, he's doing it. Look, he's doing it again. I can't even watch it because it makes me livid. And if I see you, Lawncastle, I'm going to tell you about yourself.
Is he after you, PC Lawn?
No, I'm not having it because that is a man who loses control. He's an angry, violent man. There's 2 previous cases where he's cost Dorset Police 20 grand plus. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not on this bandwagon of, he's, teenagers with a knife assaulting people. We need to be like non-woke and actually arrest people. That is a dangerous man. Sorry. The neck jabs, the violent language, it's not professional. It's not necessary. It's gross. That's not what I want police officers to do. And well done to the hundreds of officers and members of public who have given Lawncastle so much support. Because well done. Do you know what you've done? You've just made any other officer in that police force and any officers nationally who had a tiny bit of guts to stand up and challenge their colleagues, not going to bother doing it now. Because look what happens. You have right-wing idiots.
They called them snitches
jump
and
to
rats.
Yeah.
Norman Brennan.
Well done.
Shout out you, old
Well done. So
fart.
any new Wayne cousins that are going to come around, not going to have colleagues challenging them. Because when they do, they get ripped to shred by the public. Well done.
And it's not just the public that the issue is. I don't think it lies with the issue with the public. It's with
They're complicit in
those.
it.
It's those. No. Yeah,
Old
to an extent,
officers,
it's
old
those officers.
officers.
It's the ex-old sweat officers, like I
retired,
say,
sweaty-
Norman Brennan, raising thousands of pounds
Yeah.
for him because he's finding it so hard to find a new job. See, I wouldn't mind if these people and the federation who support him, I wouldn't mind if all of those people did it for everyone that was like, it was like, you know, a bit sketchy that they got fired or it would, do you get what I'm saying? But they don't, they only do it for white people. And it's really strange. And I say this all the time to the federation. I'm like, why do you only ever support publicly white people?
Yeah.
Why is it only white officers that are always publicly, like, what's the other one? The one down in Croydon. That one. They paid for everything. The one in Croydon that did the black woman on the bus.
I don't know his name, but yeah. That, we need to talk about that because that...
He, as I
can't
said,
remember his name, yeah.
People get upset about it. 1 second. PC Croydon bus.
Oh, was it Alex? No.
No, PC, not C Croydon bus. He has
so sorry for the
Met Police
child.
Officer, for the bus. What's his bloody name now? I want to call him by his name.
I can't remember.
He's got found not guilty, blah blah. He got PC Perry Layford.
Yeah.
My issue isn't with the guilty or the not guilty. It's what it is. You know, when you go to court, he got found guilty, then it got overturned. Big whoop. My issue is with the commissioner coming out and being like, "Oh yeah, I fully support him." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you've never done that.
You've already just tainted his misconduct. Of course, he's not going to have any misconduct. Of course, he's going to keep his bloody job. The commissioner has just come out and backed him.
Exactly.
So he's not losing his job.
Why is the DPS or any chair
What's
gonna sack him?
What is the point? Do you get me?
So
You shouldn't be coming out in
bad.
public supporting anyone. Or
No, you
you
shouldn't.
come
It's
out and support
inappropriate.
everyone.
Exactly.
Choose one.
Exactly.
And then on the other hand, you've got Lino Di Maria, who literally hasn't committed a crime, hasn't gone to court, hasn't been charged, nothing. You call him a rapist.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, what are we doing? And Lino Di Maria, although he may be white passing or white, his name is not like, it's not British or white British, or whatever you want to call it. Do you get what I'm saying? He could be anything. I don't know.
Was his case the one that really was
misogyny and all
contributed to the Operation Ashore being?
Yeah, he won.
See, that's the only thing. The only thing from that case is that I'm really happy for him and what that achieved, but I felt like Op Ashore was a little bit of hope for.
Yeah, I know Lino Di Maria. I'm pretty sure I've worked with him. I've seen him.
But I feel like Operation Ashore was actually just a load of shit, really. But I feel like it was something extra that they could do to get rid of bad people.
No, it wasn't even for bad people. It wasn't you being used properly. All the bad people were getting kept, and all the people that they didn't like that happened to have a certain skin type or last name were being fired.
But that's not cool because that could have really helped and got rid of some bad eggs.
It was never going to.
But then the High Court stupid judge said you can't.
No, the High Court is the one way forward. Thank you, High Court, for doing so because it was a ridiculous, unlawful.
Removing vetting
It was unlawful.
based on behavior. How was it unlawful?
Because again, you couldn't do it because it wasn't written into law, so it was unlawful.
Okay,
They were breaking the law.
Well,
The
how are they
Metropolitan Police
breaking
were
the
simply
law?
going. I'll give you a good example of it. One of my friends had an allegation of rape and controlling coercive behaviour by 2 police officers that he used to be in a relationship with, and they just fired him. They removed his vetting. He didn't get charged, wasn't convicted, suspected, nothing.
Okay, so they haven't used it properly there. If he was
No.
convicted, then
That's
fine.
what the Met were doing over and over
Yeah, they
and
shouldn't be
over
doing-
again.
they're not using
and
it
the
properly.
allegation of misogyny, yeah, there you go, we're going to remove your vetting.
Well, I think if
It's
the
been
allegation
abused.
is found proven in a misconduct hearing, I think if things have been found proven in court and misconduct hearings, then it should be referred to Operation
Not
Ashore and
misconduct,
then.
no.
I think so.
No, because
I
you
think
get people
so.
like Jason Prince that just change evidence. He just throws evidence out whenever he feels like it. You do understand that concept, right? Izzy, you need to go to a misconduct hearing. Go to the next Jason Prince misconduct
No,
hearing.
I can't see him. I can't see him.
You know what he does? And I'm keep it 100. And he can, if he wants to misconduct me or call me a liar, that's fine. We can go because I was there when it happened. He sat down. Someone gave evidence, so it's objectively true. Yeah, there was an objective truth that could be proven, and he said, "I want that disregarded from the record because I don't want that there." He just didn't want it there.
Wow.
He didn't want an objective truth. He does that.
Wow.
That is what he does.
So
and not to mention the misconduct for Nonsa, where which is wild because he determined that he had simply made the allegation because he wanted to strengthen his employment tribunal. First of all, why the do you know about his employment tribunal?
Yeah.
Why do you know?
Yeah.
Why does the Metropolitan Police know that? Why do commanders just know about it? Shouldn't it just be with a specific unit?
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be data protection around that?
Yeah.
Why do officers just know you've got an employment tribunal?
Unless you've disclosed it.
He didn't. I know because I asked him.
So no.
He didn't disclose it.
That's
So why do
dodge.
you know?
Yeah, that's very dodge.
As I said, everyone needs to be careful. Jason Prince, he likes to change things because it's not a criminal case. He can do what he wants. If he doesn't want that evidence,
he's the top, so he can do that.
Yeah, that is what people would call corruption.
But then they would say, oh, but there's like a legally independent advisor there. But then
they have no power.
They
have no power here.
Do they just write and then?
I don't know what they do.
Were you just doing a Donald Trump impression?
No.
Oh.
Where's the phrase from? You have no power here.
I swear Donald Trump has said that.
No, I think is it Star Wars?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think if officers are displaying
Gandalf
alarming characteristics or behaviours, they should have their betting taken away.
What's alarming?
So, like the colleague I reported, calling a rape victim a slut, wishing immigrants back home, following staff, mocking Sarah Everard. He passed Operation Ashore.
How?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's what I keep talking about. I have no idea.
Karen down the corridor in HR is not doing their job properly.
Exactly.
But it's not even HR that does it, I don't think. I think it's police officers.
I think it's police. It's a certain department, So, I don't know.
This is right.
Maybe it's very awful, but I don't know.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Anyway,
Such a good film.
But so we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Lorncastle's got his appeal.
It's been a lot.
He likes to jump on little kids.
Yeah, he was neck jabbing. He did it multiple times.
It did look like he neck jabbed.
Do you get taught that in police officer training?
No.
No, we don't put hands around the neck. So, he's done that before to a US citizen, a black US citizen, and cost the force 20 grand because he leg sweeped and choked and suffocated him. So I'm going to stick my middle fingers up.
What year was this, Izzy?
2020, I think. COVID, COVID time.
Oh, so he's got a propensity for...
It's repeat behaviour. Oh. So, Dorset Police, if you take him back, I will make a thing out of it.
It's not down to them, unfortunately.
Oh, no, it's the Police Appeals Tribunal, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, Police Appeals Tribunal, God knows, I don't know. Probably will take him back, but...
But he won't be able to, even if they took him back, he won't be able to work anyway.
Yeah.
His name has been sullied so badly.
He actually doesn't need to.
No
he's got his own successful martial arts business and he's got 130k from a GoFundMe. So
he's got his own martial arts business. Does he teach how to beat up little 15-year-olds?
Yeah. And you know he's got profile pictures like this.
Wait, he does martial arts?
He does martial arts.
Oh, you're pathetic, mate.
He does martial arts and he set up that company before those incidents. So, you know.
He does martial arts and he could...
And also, in his GoFundMe, this is not coming from a bitter place, but something's not making sense to me because he's some random officer created it saying to help him with payments in his family, but he has a successful martial arts company. When you look at pictures, he's got hundreds and hundreds of children behind him.
Ew.
Oh God, Tom.
You like to beat up kids, just saying.
Lorncastle.
Martial arts.
Martial arts or some sort of champions club, champions training.
Champion training, head Lorncastle. Go down
and
there.
his wife is the best boxer in England or something. His wife is some sort of champion. Oh God, he studied law.
What does he do? Muay Thai. He studied law.
He studied law. Muay Thai.
He does Muay Thai.
Muay Thai. Head coach, Red Arm Band crew in.
He don't look
Montreal.
like that anymore.
No, he don't. And then his wife does it as well.
Denise Castle. I don't know, but she's WBO champ, WBC champ.
Yeah, I don't.
Which
really
one?
Know
World
what
champ.
What
Oh,
that
interesting.
means. Oh my God.
But regardless, yeah. Lawn didn't think it was necessary. I don't think it was necessary, but it's interesting.
No, it just. Of course, he follows him.
Who's that?
Can you see? I don't want to say his name.
Oh, Jay. I'll say his name. Jay. Yeah, Jay has some dodgy friends. Like people have, but you know, he's not. You know what? I'll take that back. You can't help who follows you. You can remove them, but what's the necessity? Because he wants to get his message out there, so it is what it is. I'm not going to start a whole beef with Jay right now. There's still time. But, yeah, guys.
Thank you.
If you want to learn how to choke out little kids, do some free promotion here.
Bro.
Champions Training Academy.
Oh, no.
Lorne Castle's out here doing his thing.
This is Dom saying this. I'm just here to hold police to account. Not get in trouble for things.
Lord God, what? I'm allowed to. He does gradings. The Champions Club, you know.
Yeah, he's a bad man with a violent nature. And a power. He's got a boner for power. It's obvious. The minute he put his hands around, and also I'm sorry, like, it just concerns me that he's neck jabbed a 15-year-old. I know he was a suspect. He was NFA'd actually. He's neck jabbed a 15-year-old multiple times, but then runs kids classes for martial art children. I just don't know.
The public want to see that. That's apparently what they want.
They feel safe with
until he does it to your kids.
This. So great.
Until
but anyway,
he does it to your children. But anyway, we're gonna wrap up there. It was great.
It's a busy one today. Lots of different things.
Yes, loads of. You know what? There's more stuff coming out daily, so it's great. Yes. But never forget Bunda DPS. Ha ha TSG. Those officers that got fired.
Yeah.
Ha ha. And yeah, we'll call it a day.
Yeah, we will. Thank you so much.
Peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching the Bad Apples podcast this Monday from Misconduct Mondays. Catch all of our videos on Mondays on YouTube, TBA Poddy, guys. Hit the button, like, subscribe, share everywhere you can. And always remember, Bunda DPS. Peace.